Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to CFL Weekly. It's a brand new CFL season. We're really looking forward to it. David Bastl alongside CFL analyst Justin Dunk. And Justin, we're breaking down the big stories of the CFL season. And of course, it hasn't started just yet. We're just hours away from kickoff. I can hardly wait for Thursday night. So let me ask you this. First question is the biggest gain during free agency. A lot of teams were busy, but who made the biggest gain on paper?
It has to be the Redblacks. You get a new franchise quarterback in Jeremiah Masoli, rebuild the offensive line, add a familiar weapon in Jalen Acklin, and beef up the defense as well. So to me, Redblacks are the winners on paper of the offseason.
Yeah, absolutely. So analyzing the rosters too, there's always winners and there's not winners. We're not going to call them losers just yet because you just never know. But what are the two biggest question marks? I'm going to ask you one in the West and one in the East.
For me, we'll start in the East and then go West. And it's Hamilton Tiger Cats, and more specifically, Dane Evans. It's his first season as the guy, and he doesn't have Jeremiah Masoli there anymore to lean on for advice and his experience. So to me, it's a question mark because we're not sure what we're going to get from Dane with him being the number one guy from training camp throughout the entire season. In the West, I'm kind of going to go with the theme on two teams, the Saskatchewan Roughriders and the BC Lions offensive lines. I'm not so sure they did enough in the offseason to protect their quarterbacks, Cody Fajardo with the Riders and Canadian Nate with the BC Lions. So those are major question marks for me for those two teams.
Yeah, big time question mark. So on paper right now as well, a lot of paper stuff because we just haven't kicked off yet. What's the team to beat who's the team to beat in the East? Who's the team to beat in the West right now?
In my mind, it's got to be the Toronto Argonauts until they get knocked off on top in the East Division. They were the regular season title holders last year. It didn't matter in the playoffs after Dane Evans got hot in the second half in the East Final and ran away with it. But you can see what the Argos are doing in building there. And I think McLeod Bethel-Thompson is underrated, and there's a lot of buzz about Chad Kelly and how quickly he's picked up the CFL game. Out in the West, this might surprise some people, but even if Bo Levi Mitchell isn't healthy, Jake Mayer has shown that he can keep his team in games, and they almost beat Winnipeg in Winnipeg last year in his rookie season. So I like Calgary in the West, regardless of who is at quarterback.
Okay, it's that time now. Best bets for week number 1. We have 4 games starting on Thursday night. What are your best bets, Justin?
So to me, the theme of the week is road dogs. And I'll start with the first game, Thursday night, Owls, Stampeders. Calgary traditionally starts slow, even in seasons where they won 13, 14, and 15 games and wrapped up the West early. They started slow. So I like the Alouettes plus the points and a bunch of energy and playmakers and Vernon Adams Jr. trying to cement his status there as the number 1 quarterback, plus Geno Lewis going up and making his plays.
Interesting. Well, you know what? This is going to surprise many because a lot of people know I am a Blue Bomber backer, but when I'm looking at 9.5 points on the Redblacks sidelines, I'm not saying the Bombers are losing this game, but I just think 9.5 is a little too much for me. So I'm circling the Redblacks to keep this a little bit closer. And I'm also looking at the Elks right now, Justin, to go on the road in BC. 3.5. It's over that field goal mark. I think they might actually squeeze out the money line win.
Ooh, some value on the Elks. I'm with you. And if that line with Ottawa and Winnipeg gets over 10, I really like that play even more.
Yeah. So we'll see how we do, and we will be back for week number 2. Thanks for watching CFL Weekly. Good luck with your selections.